Have you ever wanted to gold gild and paint your furniture? Well, here's your chance. We're going to take this piece that I got on Marketplace and we are going to turn it into this masterpiece. First things first, you got to get yourself a piece that you want to add some texture to. This Drexel piece came with a really cool stone top that was a little wobbly, so we had to fix that, but we're going to turn it into this with so much texture, gold gilding. Let's get started. Now, when you're painting a piece, you want to get every fix you can done first. I failed here at trying to fix the stone and clamp it, but I got smart, tilted the piece on its head, had the wood glue already in, and put some wood in to secure it down. The weight of the dresser is going to make sure the wood glue works. And now we get started with cleaning. I'm using Goof Off Power Degreaser to degloss the entire piece before I get started sanding. To get paint to adhere perfectly, you're going to want to clean your piece super well. So use a degreaser at first, then you're going to want to wipe it down just with a little bit of soapy water, and you're going to want to wipe it down with just water and dry it clean with a microfiber cloth. When your piece is dry, you can take whatever sander you have and get to work. You're just doing a scuff sand. I'm using the Surf Prep 3/4 sander. I've linked everything I'm using in the description below. This is not a newbie sander, but oh my gosh, it's worth it. It's dustless. But inside all these crevices, I did have to hand sand because the sander would not fit. You're going to want to vacuum all your dust up. Now remember, I only scuff sanded, so you're not going to get in super deep. You're not going to create a ton of sanding marks. You are just scuffing it up. You're going to want to tape off any area that you don't want the paint and the primer to adhere to. So we're going to tape off the stone in this case. Now the primer that I love is shellac. Now it's gone up so much with inflation. It's $75 a gallon now, but I can use it on quite a few pieces, so it's still worth it for me. It seals everything in. I let my shellac dry about 24 hours because then it seals in everything perfectly. You're not going to get any bleed through with this shellac. It's awesome. I do give my shellac prime a 220 sanding just to get any little nibbits, is what I call them, off, so it's perfectly smooth, and then I wipe it down with a microfiber cloth, and then I get to work painting. I'm using a beginner sprayer here I put in the description. Look how easy the paint goes on, and then I sealed it with a polyacrylic. Now let's get started with the gold gilding. First, I took off that paper, and you saw I'm using a Loctite adhesive spray. I spray a small area and then I lay down my gold gilding and I press it down, and I'm using a wax brush actually to press it onto the surface. It makes it all crinkly up and you can't even tell where the seams are. The Loctite adhesive spray makes it really easy because you can spray on top of the gold gilding as well, because as you push it down, it's going to move away from the surface just a bit, creating little gaps. So you can double layer. I actually triple layered a lot of these areas because I wanted to give it a lot of texture. And this is the magic of using that wax brush, or really any paintbrush, is when you're tapping it down, it creates that crinkle effect. So it just gives it so much texture. I made sure I left no stone uncovered. And now we're on to the front. I knew something was missing as soon as I looked at the front of the piece and knew that we needed to add some more gold. I took a poll on my Instagram and a lot of people thought the little flowery things, what would you call them? Now, because these were a little different, I actually used Mod Podge and it worked fantastically. I added probably about 3 layers of the gold gilding, and I used a paintbrush and a Cricut tool. What do you think? The gold brought it all together. I decorated it for Christmas and sold it within 24 hours. This gold gilding can be found on Amazon as well. The link's in the description. Look at this texture at the top. It's so fun, and it's sealed in a polyacrylic. Thank you guys for joining me on this furniture flipping adventure. Subscribe for more videos.